Hey everyone, and welcome to this review of Spider-Gwen from Amazing Yamaguchi REVOLTECH. As I said in the last video, I said I was going to review this Spider-Gwen next up after the SH figure Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So first of all, let's take a look at this box. So when looking here, we get first a big view of the figure itself, and we get lots of pictures of Spider-Gwen from the comics and from the figure itself in different poses. So you can see here behind, these are just poses recreated to look from the comics, and it looks pretty good actually. Here we got the comic bubbles and all the parts that we're going to get into in the accessory section. Even here you can see some more stills of the figure, and yeah, that's pretty much the box. So let's get into the figure. As we see here, this Spider-Gwen, for me, in person, it looks great. But if we get in close up, we can see some imperfections. Like here, if we look closely at, just wait 1 second, right here, you could see that there's parts where the paint hasn't reached. I don't know why this has happened, but it does bug me sometimes when I do see it. Otherwise, I don't think it's very noticeable from here, but when you get close up, that's when you're going to notice. But the figure itself, just looking at this, looks great. The paint, as I said, is good, but could be better. And proportionally, this looks all right for me, I guess. I don't mind this, but I know some people don't like how, for example, in the articulation, how the legs work and even the thigh swivel, and how sometimes when you're trying to get a natural pose with the shoulders, it does go up a bit too much when you tuck it in. So it just looks weird, but you could do some workarounds behind that and fix it. But let's get into the accessories now. First of all, we get 2 open palm hands, we get 2 web shooting hands, which also comes with a web shooting effect, which you could port into using the hole inside the hand, which you can see here, and this little piece which you could connect to the web shooting hand. And we also get one web grabbing hand, which could be used with the webs that we actually get included with the figure. As we see here, we get one pointing hand and one phone grabbing hand, and this is the phone that comes with the figure. You can see nice details on there, and also how it looks like on the figure. We get 2 fist hands, which are very cool looking, which also has another detail inside. This detail is these holes. These holes are used to hold the webs that come with the figure and adds to the fun and possibilities during the articulation and posing with this figure. And if you want to see how it looks like with the figures, with this figure, with the pictures, you could wait to the end or watch my shorts video, which I also uploaded not too long ago. The first head sculpt we get with this figure is the wide open eye and one normal sized eye, and could be used during web swinging with having the phone in her hand, or maybe a reaction to something, maybe confusion, and it is a very nice detailed head sculpt. This next one is the normal head sculpt, which is how Spider-Gwen is depicted most of the time, and it's very nice detail with no problems whatsoever. Now on to my favorite head sculpt, the squinting eye. I usually love these types of head sculpts, but with mine there was a one minor problem, which maybe you couldn't see, but if you see right here,
You could see there was some extra paint or plastic, I don't know, but that made me sad. And now on to the worst head sculpt, Spider-Gwen. I don't think this deserved to be with this figure because of how bad it is. And I hope if they make a reissue of this, they make a better one because this is just too small. Here you can see how you can remove the head, and you need to have a tight grip under it the first time and just pinch it out, but after the first time it's going to be a lot easier to take the head out. You're just going to put it back in with another head sculpt just like that. Continuing with these accessories, we get one swinging web and we get one more tangled in web, which I'll show at the end of the video how to use. We also get this Coyote stand, which is standard with all REVOLTECH and Amazing Yamaguchi figures and has 4 or 5 points of articulation with a clam at the end. You could also switch this clam for this piece to make it look less revealing during a photography of these toys, and puts into the back of the figure and also pegs in to the stand, which we just mentioned. We also get this magnetic piece which ports into the same port and behind the figure, and also has a ball joint which eases during posing with this magnetic piece.
Now onwards to articulation. So that can look this much up, and you could also pry this a bit more from the head, so if you pop it off a bit, you can make it look even more up. Anyways, this much down, you can make it look forward, and neutral. You can articulate the hood also, make it look like that, or more low key, side to side even. And we get not a 360, but you could look left and right, so it works. The arms goes up this much. We get some sort of butterfly swivel right here at the upper arm, and we also get a single joint at the elbow, but goes in more than 90 degrees, and we get also a side to side right here, so that's nice. We also get a ball joint at the hands, and we also can switch what way this ball joint goes. So if you want to go up, you can. If you want to go to side to side, you can. Next to the body, the upper body doesn't work quite well, but yeah, it's just there, and the lower one does more of the work, in this case at least. So it goes back, it goes forward this much, we can get side to side, and that's it for the body. Now to the legs, and the legs are the weird part because I still don't know how exactly they work, but they do their stuff. So if we want to go forward, this is how much we get. We want to go back, this is about how much we get. To the side, that's how much we get to the sides if we don't use the thigh swivel. If we use the thigh swivel, it goes all, I guess. It goes the whole way. And this is what I think is weird with this figure, because I still don't know how to use these joints. These are still new to me, and I'm trying to figure out, like the rest of people who buy Amazing Yamaguchi or REVOLTECH figures, because these joints at the hips are so weird. They are very weird, but the posability you can pull off with these, the poses, the dynamic stuff you can just do with this is well worth the sacrifice of me not knowing how to use these hips, because I prioritize posing over everything. If this figure doesn't pose as well as it did, I would probably not have it right now. But anyways, the thigh swivel works in a weird way where it's diagonally cut. So if we want to swivel the thigh, it would go like this instead of just going around. So that's the thigh swivel for you. We also get a single joint at the knee, which goes in more than 90 degrees. Very nice for me. And we also can swivel the knees, or the knee joint, the knees, yeah. And at the foot we could see we have a toe joint, as we see here. We get the toe joint, goes up, goes down, and then the foot goes down, goes up, and we get a joint, I don't know, ankle swivel, yeah. So that's it for the articulation. Now on to size comparison. So for the size comparison, the first two figures I'm going to bring in is this last reviewed SH figure Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and this comic book Spider-Man, or adult Spidey, you could say. So the size between these figures are good, I think, in my opinion. I think the Spider-Gwen should be shorter than comic book Spidey, and Tobey Spidey is not even seen with Spider-Gwen, so I don't care. But this is approximately how much an SH figure art would be next to REVOLTECH Spider-Gwen. But on to the next figures, and in theme of Spider-Women and those type of people, I brought this Anya Spider-Woman and this Mary Jane Renew Your Vows Spider-Woman. So I think the size between these four figures are very good, because she's an adult woman, she's a teen, and she's also a teen. So the size for this REVOLTECH Spider-Gwen works with Marvel Legends and SH figure art. So that's it for the size comparison. So in conclusion, this REVOLTECH Spider-Gwen is one of the best figures out there in terms of posability and just quality for these Spider-Gwen figures. In my opinion, this is my favorite in terms of posability. Then this is my favorite figure from the Spider-Verse collection. So it tops this one by just a small ounce of posability. And I think the only misses with this REVOLTECH release were this head, this Gwen Stacy head. It did not do what I thought it was going to do for me because of how small it was, and just looked poor quality. It looked like a knockoff on the figures, so that's one thing I did not like. And one other thing that kind of threw me off was, why did we not get more web accessories? Because we already see that we could get nice accessories. This is nice. The one I have right now on is this one, so that's also one that I like. But we should have gotten at least a straight one, not like this, a longer one which she could have had on her hand, and that could have emulated, like in the last video, I used one of the straight webs from Tobey's figure to make it look like he was attacking someone, like launching himself with that web onto someone. And we can't do that right here. But one thing I would like to show you that I realized yesterday when playing with these, is that these webs are actually interchangeable with this Tobey Maguire or SH figure arts in general, I think. So you see this web right here. We could actually, just wait to make focus, we could actually put this in Tobey's hand. And look right here. It works. Looks like a whip, but it works. It does its stuff, so that's nice. And yeah, that's all I had to say on the Spider-Gwen figure. So I give it, out of 5 points, a clean 4.5, which is great. And I love this figure. Well, that has been me, the Unknown Collector. Please subscribe and have a good day, afternoon, or night. Bye.